Those are some of the questions I will be asking my next guest, live from Los Angeles. John Shallman is a Democratic political strategist and media consultant. So, John, let me pick up with you where I dropped off with Nathan. Kamala Harris's address, did she make a convincing case for herself that she deserves to be the next vice president of the United States?
Hi, thanks for having me. I think she definitely did. The one thing that a lot of people in America don't know is how many elements Kamala Harris hits in terms of being someone, a woman, being a person of color, both Indian American and a Black American, being someone who's been a prosecutor, but while at the same time has credibility with the civil rights community. She is somebody that is very rare, and she's right for the moment for Democrats. And I think it's got Trump and his team shaken a little bit because she's going to be a very difficult target to hit, and she is a prosecutor. So her job, one of her main jobs, is to prosecute the case against Donald Trump.
What are your thoughts on what former President Barack Obama had to say? He really seemed to take off the gloves and go after Donald Trump with some very blistering criticism. How unusual is it for a former president at the convention to go after a sitting president?
It's unprecedented. It's extraordinary. You know, it has been written already that it was the most Lincoln-esque speech that he's ever given. And when Lincoln gave his Gettysburg Address, Harold Meyerson, who wrote about this today, said this was a moment where the country was so torn, and in that case, literally at civil war. We're in that moment, and I think Barack Obama stepped up and spoke to that moment. The time called for it. He understands the history of this office, the importance of this office, but he also understands the importance of this time and how critically important it was for him to step in that way.
I have to ask you about this little girl, 11-year-old Estela Juarez, whose mom was deported in Mexico. Dad served in the Marines and voted for Trump in 2016. She read a heartbreaking letter she had written to Donald Trump, and one part of it, she says, he says he won't vote for you again, meaning her dad, after what you did to our family. Instead of protecting us, you tore our world apart. One of the most emotional and powerful moments of the night, at least for me. What do you think about what she had to say? And what do you think about these personal stories of anguish and pain and loss in the hands of the Trump administration?
Oh, it was a powerful moment, and I think sadly, unfortunately, there are so many stories like that, and that's just one of them. It really goes to Donald Trump's promises made but not promises kept. I mean, this is somebody who said he was going to restore and make America great again. Well, for this family and for many families, not only has he not made it better, he's made it unbearable. He's made it worse. And so here's a story, a real story, that really touches people. The way people are going to win elections is by making a human heart-to-heart connection. Just appealing to people intellectually doesn't do it. You've got to draw something that's visceral. And that was an amazing moment. I think Donald Trump is in trouble because he's made promises and he has no empathy. And that was a word that Michelle Obama used in the first night. It's about walking in someone else's shoes. Well, he hasn't done it. He doesn't want to do it. And it's quite clear that's going to be a serious problem for him going forward.
And John, very quickly, the fact that this DNC has been virtual, do you think it takes some of the thunder away? No balloons, no applause, no shouting from, you know, a live audience. What do you think about that?
I think it does. I think it does, which makes what happened yesterday and the few days before with speeches from Michelle Obama, from Jill Biden, from Kamala Harris and Barack Obama, it makes them even more extraordinary when you consider, when you hear a normal speech, they get 10 minutes of applause. They get a chance to take a break and a breath, and they get to be energized by that audience. They're directly to camera with no one in the room, and they're talking to the hearts of voters in their living room. I think it's been very effective, but it's very challenging for those candidates to step up there and do it in that circumstance.
We'll have to leave it there. John Shallman, thank you so much.